You know how everyone tells you to chase your passion, find that flashy, exciting side hustle that looks great on Instagram? Well, what if I told you the real secret to making life-changing money is hidden in the jobs nobody ever talks about? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible power of boring money. So, if you're here, I'm guessing you've probably tried some of the popular side hustles, right? You followed all the advice from the online gurus, you put in the work, but you're just stuck. You're not making the kind of cash you were promised, and you're probably sitting there thinking, what on earth am I doing wrong? Trust me, it's a super common feeling, and you are definitely not alone. And this, right here, this slide just nails the whole problem. On one side, you have these sexy side hustles, the ones that sound super cool and creative. But it's a bloodbath out there. It leads to insane competition, which means lower pay, and eventually, total burnout. But then you have the boring side hustles. They just fly completely under the radar, but that's their superpower. That's where you find the high demand, the high pay, and guess what? Almost no competition. So let's actually call it what it is, the sexy side hustle trap. This is the big reason why so many people who are trying to build something for themselves end up failing. Look, the problem isn't your hustle or your work ethic. It's the game you're being told to play. When literally everyone is sold the exact same dream, it just becomes a race to the bottom. And here's what that race to the bottom actually looks like. First, the market gets completely flooded. You're trying to yell in a stadium with millions of other people offering the exact same thing. And because of that, clients have all the power, right? They can just push prices down, 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 devaluing your work. And the result for most people? Well, the noise is just too loud. It's almost impossible to even get noticed in the first place. So what's the move? What's the solution? We pivot. We stop looking where everyone else is looking, and we start digging in the boring gold mine. And the strategy? It's actually really simple. Instead of trying to compete with the millions of creators and freelancers out there, you start serving them. You provide the essential, kind of unglamorous services that they all desperately need to keep their businesses running. Okay, but just how big is this opportunity we're talking about? Well, this number, it says it all. In India alone, there are 1.5 crore, that's 15 million freelancers, and that number is just exploding. Now, think about it. They are all laser focused on selling to their clients, but almost nobody is focused on selling services to them. This is your massive, untapped market. All right, let's dive into the first category of these boring skills. And this one tackles the single biggest headache every single freelancer has, actually getting clients. If you can solve this one problem for them, believe me, you become absolutely indispensable. First up, we've got cold emailing. But wait, there's a twist. This isn't about you selling your own services. No, you become a lead generation machine for other freelancers. They might be a rockstar graphic designer or an amazing video editor, but they're terrible at finding clients. You become the engine that fuels their entire business. You're the solution. But the big question is, how do you start if you have no experience? Well, an expert named Jaya gives us the exact blueprint. She says, when I started, I worked on commission to build my portfolio. This is brilliant. It's a totally zero-risk way to get your foot in the door. You prove your value first, you build up some case studies, and then you can start charging those nice monthly retainers. So let's just break this down. Your role is a lead generator. Your target market is that giant pool of freelancers we just talked about. And the payoff? It can be huge, especially if you land clients overseas. We're talking a consistent income of $1,000 to $2,000 a month, just from connecting talented people with paying customers. All right, next up, let's build on this idea with PPT design. Now, while individual freelancers might use cold emails, the bigger agencies, they use pitch decks to win those massive contracts. And creating these slick, professional presentations is a super specialized, kind of boring skill that most agencies would much rather outsource than hire someone full-time for. And the income potential here, it grows as you get better. A designer, Ansh, shared his journey. He started out charging just 200 to 300 rupees per slide. But now that he's honed his craft, he commands 800 to 1,000 rupees for a single slide. That shows you there's a clear ladder to climb. So to wrap this one up, your role is a presentation designer, and you're specifically targeting marketing and content agencies. The beauty of this is that how much you earn is tied directly to how good you are. The better your designs, the more you can charge per slide. It's a really clear path to a high income. Okay, so we've covered getting clients. Now let's shift gears and move to our next category, building brands from behind the scenes. This is absolutely perfect for anyone who's fascinated by the whole creator economy but doesn't really want to be the person in front of the camera. Get this, every single year, 7 million new channels are started on YouTube. But these creators, they're experts in their topic, like cooking or finance, not necessarily experts in YouTube itself. A YouTube channel manager is like the director who handles all the back-end stuff, the titles, the thumbnails, uploads, strategy, literally everything except being on camera. So in this role, you're handling the really crucial back-end operations that actually help YouTubers grow their channels. We're talking about a stable, reliable source of income here. And it's perfect for anyone who's organized and really gets the nuts and bolts of how the YouTube platform works. Next up, website design. And before you panic and think, but I can't code, hold on. Every year, over 185,000 new companies register in India. They don't need a complex site like Amazon. They just need a simple, clean, professional website to look legitimate. And you can build that for them using really easy, no-code templates. I want you to think of yourself as a web presence builder. You're the go-to person for all the local and new businesses in your area that need an online footprint, fast and affordably. You can easily start by charging around 10,000 rupees per site, and as you build your portfolio, that price can climb up and up. And finally, we have one of my favorites, content clipping. This has become the absolute backbone of the entire creator economy. It's the art of sifting through hours of podcasts or long videos to find those little 15-second gold nuggets, the moments that can go viral on social media and build a massive personal brand for your client. This role, which I love to call the viral moment hunter, is unbelievably valuable. Your clients are busy founders and podcasters who have zero time to do this themselves. And just look at those potential earnings. $3,000 to $5,000 a month from international clients is totally achievable. And why so much? Because one single viral clip can literally change their entire business overnight. That's power. So we've looked at all these different opportunities, right? But what's the common thread? What's the secret sauce? In a world that is so saturated with side hustles, what is your real, unfair advantage? It really is this simple. Your advantage is a complete mindset shift. It's your willingness to do the essential, unglamorous, boring work that 99% of other people are too busy chasing fame to even think about. While they're all competing with each other, you're building the infrastructure that they all need to survive. Okay, so let's make this real. How can you start right now? Here are your first 3 steps. It's that simple. First, pick just one of these boring skills we talked about today. Don't overthink it, just pick one. Second, go find one small creator or freelancer who could obviously use your help. And third, make them an offer they can't possibly refuse. A value-first proposal. Offer to work on commission or for a tiny project just to prove your worth. And that brings us to one last question for you to think about. The world is absolutely full of people chasing the spotlight, all fighting for the same tiny slice of the pie. The real massive opportunity is in the shadows, building the foundations. So, while everyone else is looking one way, where are you going to choose to build your empire?